crunchy, tasty meal. A Hardee's bacon cheeseburger with 3 whole strips of crunchy bacon, hot French fries, and coleslaw. Drink the baconist.
Hardee's Bacon Cheeseburger Combo. With more bacon than Wendy's or Burger King. Regular fries and a medium Coke. It's all just $1.99.
Hardee's bacon cheeseburger with 3 whole strips of crunchy bacon, hot French fries, and coleslaw. Drink just $1.99. Hardee's.
What would it take to change the way you think about post-emergence corn herbicides? A herbicide that stops velvet leaf and your other major broadleaf weeds. A herbicide that stops worry about stalk brittleness, brace root damage, and vapor drift. A herbicide that gives you a longer broadcast application window. The herbicide is Buctril. Ask your dealer about Buctril. It stops weeds, stops worry.
Life can be stormy. But even as a little rain must fall into everyone's life, it's nice to know there's someone to keep you informed of changing weather. Meteorologist Larry Mulholland cares about how the weather affects your day. Because it's important to you, he works harder to give you accurate forecasts. So when you watch Larry, you're never caught unprepared. Larry Mulholland on 4 News. His reports just might be the silver lining you've been looking for.
Alice, weekdays at 5.
Because of the following special program, Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Kate and Allie, Newhart, and Cagney Lacey will not be presented this evening. All will return next Monday at their regular times.
Tonight, in a CBS special presentation, Christopher Columbus. The adventure began as an Italian soldier of fortune was shipwrecked on the Portuguese coast.
You have a strange destiny. What's your name? You'll be famous.
Ambitious and driven, he steadfastly pursues a seemingly unreachable dream.
Reach the east by sailing west. My advisory council considers your proposal quite mad.
While waiting for a royal commission, he falls in love with a young noblewoman, Philippa.
I love your daughter, Donny Willis. I am going to marry her.
But their blissful love is marred by tragedy.
Your heart was always yearning for what lay beyond the western skies. You must move earth and heaven and find it.
Left alone with his only son, he travels to Spain to seek a charter for his incredible adventure.
The land I seek is yours.
And finds a sympathetic ear in Queen Isabella.
If indeed it is possible to reach the Indies by sailing west, why has no one ever succeeded?
God always chooses one man among the many, Your Majesty.
Spain is locked in bloody combat with Moorish hordes bent on conquest. Its church vehemently at war with heresy.
It is impossible that so long after creation anyone could come across new lands of any value.
His only solace he finds in the exotic embrace of Beatrice, the seductive peasant girl who becomes his lover and the mother of his illegitimate child.
This dream of yours, perhaps it's only a dream, but the baby is real.
Desperate and poverty-stricken, Columbus anguishes at his failure. But as King Ferdinand and Isabella emerge victorious from war, they are ready to extend their empire.
One shudders to think of the King of France as being the wealthiest sovereign in Europe.
I hear there's lots of gold in Cathay.
Now, 3 tiny ships and a crew of outcasts and scoundrels begin the greatest gamble in history.
For the gold, Cathay and Chapanga, and the man who will take us to it.
But the new admiral must face down fear.
Once we're at the brink of the world, we have come too far just to fail.
And mutiny.
Turn around and go home before it's too late.
Until a new land is revealed. A land beyond any of their imaginations.
Marco Polo never described creatures like this.
And with it, new passions and new betrayals that would carry him to the heights of honor and to the depths of disgrace.
Am I to understand that you want me to trade a world for a duchy?
In the stirring conclusion of Christopher Columbus, next.
The people of IBM are pleased to bring you tonight's conclusion of Christopher Columbus. It is the story of a man and a spirit of discovery that changed the world. That same spirit of discovery is alive today in the men and women of IBM and in the millions of people who use IBM products to expand their own horizons. Thank you for joining us tonight as we discover Christopher Columbus.
IBM would like to take a minute to show you what it's been doing for years, supporting the arts. This goes to show that a company known for state-of-the-art technology can also be interested in the state of the arts.
And now, Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus, sponsored by IBM, will continue after this.
In the Eastern Caribbean, a hurricane threatens everyone in its path.
It was one of those days you could feel there was a sort of silence sometimes in the air. There was a sort of sunshine. The sunshine was there, but almost as if, well, something was coming around.
The wind started blowing. Everybody starts shouting to one another, leaving their home and going. Nobody knows where they're going.
Houses which you would probably look at as sturdy, the roof just went, with the wind.
A hurricane is the most devastating thing I've ever seen. Just one hurricane can destroy our economy and set us back a whole generation.
To aid people in the Caribbean, Dr. Percival Perry, an IBM scientist, returned to the island home where he was born. With the support of IBM, he built a regional storm warning system to help protect property and save lives.
I love these people in this island, and I had an idea I could help them. I wanted to set up a computerized satellite tracking system in the Eastern Caribbean so people in this region can get early disaster warnings about hurricanes.
On a large-scale map, the Caribbean islands shows up only as small dots. We get good information from the National Weather Center in Miami, but we can always use more. Dr. Perry built his antenna from material bought locally, copper tubing and pipe. It's not a fancy thing, but it works very well.
We've been lucky here in Antigua in that IBM has donated several computers and more than a year of my time. I've worked with several meteorologists to set up a pretty advanced system.
With Dr. Perry's antenna and the IBM computer, we will be able to look at information in greater detail in the immediate vicinity of the islands.
As a result of this project, we've been able to bring computers to Antigua in a way that was not imagined before. There are a lot of personal things that make my work here very satisfying. I went back to the school where I first learned science because a project like this can broaden a kid's idea of what science can do. This project is just the start. It's my way of helping, and it was very satisfying to me.
Dr. Perry's project is one example of how IBM is contributing the time and talents of its people in hundreds of communities throughout the United States and around the world. Their knowledge and experience are helping people find new ways to solve problems.
Imagine if something could signal you when you make a spelling mistake. That would mean you'd be able to correct it before anyone else ever saw it. Well, IBM Selectric System 2000 typewriters with spell check can do that. It's an electronic dictionary that signals you when you misspell a word. So now if you make a spelling mistake, the whole world doesn't have to know.
Tuesday, it's an hour of fabulous memories. Join graduate hosts Lyle Alzado, Natalie Cole, Patrick Duffy, and Betty Thomas for the greatest music, fun, and big events of '67. With performances by Judy Collins, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, and the Four Tops. It's a blast from the past. It's Yearbook, class of 1967. Thursday, the powerful season finale.
Dog babies are alive.
The search may be over, but will the truth come out?
It's not over yet, kid.
Knots Landing, Thursday.
And now we return to Christopher Columbus, starring Gabriel Byrne. Christopher Columbus, sponsored by IBM, will continue after this.
business person about to buy a personal computer can be eager to make a play, but still gets bogged down by indecision, concerns about software, expandability, and high prices. If you'd like to keep your business out of the rough, you can find what you're looking for at a special event called the IBM PC Classic. It's your opportunity to explore the best-selling IBM PC and the now more expandable PC XT, not to mention powerful new IBM PC programs and options. Now, with prices under par, you'll have a clear shot at higher productivity. You can get things rolling at the IBM PC Classic. So, drop in. It's now in full swing at a store near you, or call your IBM representative.
We're your type for memos and manuscripts, love letters for labels and laundry lists. If words are the way you write, we're your type. Typewriters, IBM, for handwriting checks, for doctor's orders, for company checks, police headquarters, for offices big and businesses small. We're your type.
If you run a small business, profits can get squeezed when inventory doesn't match up with production. What you need is a tool for modern times, the IBM Personal Computer. Not only can it help you plan ahead, it'll balance your books and give you more time to make dough. And the cost? That's the icing on the cake. Your own IBM Personal Computer. Try it at a store near you.
Christopher Columbus, sponsored by IBM, will continue after this.
She may be the best-known face in America, but she was not an American. She was Auguste Charlotte Bartholdi, the mother of the French sculptor chosen to create the Statue of Liberty. Her face has appeared on our coins and our stamps. And in New York Harbor, she looks out to sea, greeting those homeless tempest-tossed to these shores. Half the people in America have been welcomed here by the face of Auguste Charlotte Bartholdi, or are descended from people who were. This is Eric Severide with an American portrait.
Christopher Columbus will return in a moment. Stay tuned as the adventure continues. Brought to you by IBM.
Friday, the powerful season finale.
Looks like Christmas is coming early this year.
The price.
Do you have anything to say for yourself before I pronounce sentence?
No, Your Honor.
The passion.
I have just seen enough to last me my lifetime.
The partnership.
I'm bankrupt.
The pain.
Goodbye, my love.
The purpose.
I'm going to make you suffer the way we suffered.
Falcon Crest explodes. The powerful season finale, Friday.
I'm quite sure the results will be most satisfying.
This is CBS.
You know, after we play, we're hungry. We want a snack with real cheese. Not sprinkled on. Or puffed into air balls. We want combos.
Cheese-filled combos. Combos, really cheeses your hunger away.
Delicious cheese-flavored combos. A crispy nugget outside. Inside a creamy, rich, melt-in-your-mouth filling made with real cheese. So inside you...
It's real good food.
Cheese-filled combos. Combos, really cheeses your hunger away.
Sizzle, sizzle, Hardee's gives you 3 whole strips of crunchy bacon. Come for Hardee's combo deal, a sizzling, crunchy, tasty meal. A Hardee's bacon cheeseburger with 3 whole strips of crunchy bacon, hot French fries, and cold soft drink. The baconist.
Hardee's Bacon Cheeseburger Combo with more bacon than Wendy's or Burger King. Regular fries and a medium Coke. It's all just $1.99.
Hardee's bacon cheeseburger with 3 whole strips of crunchy bacon, hot French fries, and cold soft drink. Just $1.99. Hardee's.
Moral debate over animal research tonight at 10.
And now we return to Christopher Columbus, starring Gabriel Byrne and Max von Sydow. Christopher Columbus, sponsored by IBM, will continue after this.
This man is crazy.
Vivacious, imposing.
He'll tell you exactly what he feels.
I want that item. Not need, I want that item. He's a very dramatic person. He'll pace up and down the class. He'll look around, and then boom, he'll point at somebody. But it's very good, because it keeps you more prepared in class.
There's no snow jobs with Ham. Either you know the answer or you don't.
This is Hamner Williams of IBM. He's teaching business at Hampton University while IBM continues to pay his salary. He's one of 67 employees taking part in IBM's faculty loan program this year.
He really makes you look at things the way they're going to be and tries to prepare you for reality, for life.
So it's not just book knowledge that we're learning, but practical experience from a person who's been in business for some time.
I've taken so much being in the business community, and I wanted a place to turn around and give back to someone else. And I love teaching, and I love asking the tough questions, and then watching the light going in their eyes. Let me tell you, that's the hype. That's what being here is all about.
More than 100 years ago, Bacone College was founded to serve American Indians. Today, Delford Armstrong goes to school there.
Being an American Indian, I'd like to show them that we can learn computers and we don't have to be afraid of them and see them as something of the future or something that is beyond our grasp.
His teacher is Dan Ebaugh of IBM.
Hopefully I can make a difference in some of their careers by teaching, by being their friend, perhaps can change some of their lives, that I can relate to them and teach them some of the things I've learned through my career.
I know how important the faculty loan program is to this college where I'm president, because without Dan Ebaugh, we wouldn't have a business program. We don't have the funds.
I see it differently now since I've been in this class with Dan. I see it's not beyond my reach, and if I can obtain it, there's other students in the class, American Indians, and they can learn and take back to their tribe.
I want to tell you about ATP in the paramecium aurelia.
My project is investigations in the polar coordinate system.
I would like to talk to you about diabetes and the fructose 1,6-bisphosphotase enzyme.
This is Benjamin E. Mays High School. It participates in a special program to prepare minority students for engineering careers.
You have made it.
Carl Gardner of IBM is on loan as an administrator of the program, the Southeastern Consortium for Minorities in Engineering.
Well, I like to think of myself as a catalyst, a person that can interest them in engineering, can work with them and their teachers to accomplish their personal goals. And there's one thing that I think that really counts. It's the self-esteem they feel because someone from industry cares that they will have an option, an opportunity to excel.
Our project is to use laser spectral interferometry to measure the displacement of a vibrating tuning fork.
And now we return to Christopher Columbus, starring Gabriel Byrne and Faye Dunaway. Christopher Columbus, sponsored by IBM, will continue after this.
Frank Marinaro was born in 1929. His parents wanted him to work in the family's delicatessen. Instead, he became an engineer after the service. Now Frank works in an industry that didn't exist on the day he was born. An industry that's created more than 2 million jobs. Today's information processing industry. When she left China for America, Roxy Nifan's parents never dreamed she'd become a research chemist. She never imagined her research would lead to computers. When her career began, there were only 50 computers in the United States. Today, there are more than 17 million. Mike Bayless comes from a small town in Connecticut. He rode horses as a kid, became an Eagle Scout, and didn't spend a minute thinking about computer programming. Today, the programs he writes are part of America's $10 billion software industry. Diana Sadowski's parents were missionaries who took her to Indonesia where she started school. Since then, she's not only raised a family, but is also an owner of a computer retail store. It's one of 25,000 stores selling computer products to millions of people. Paul Richmond was born in 1942. His childhood dream was to be a railroad engineer. As it turned out, Paul started a company of his own before he was 30 And with over $65 million in sales, it's one of 15,000 different companies in today's information processing industry. None of these people work for IBM. But like the people at IBM, they're part of a growing industry that promises to create new opportunities for all the Franks and Dianas and Pauls who are being born today. May 20th, 1985.
When things are out of control, a simple solution is the personal computer software in IBM's Assistant series. Start by entering facts and figures into Filing Assistant. Then move the facts around to work up a plan. Or draw up a graph. There's Writing Assistant to help you handle words. And Reporting Assistant to pull everything together. The Assistant series from IBM. Getting all your ducks in a row has never been easier.
Christopher Columbus, sponsored by IBM, will continue after this.
Good evening. From CBS News, this is Newsbreak. 7 people were injured in a shooting outside a Chinese restaurant in New York's Chinatown. 5 are in critical condition, including 1 child. Police say the shooting could be gang-related. A retired naval officer has been arrested in Maryland by the FBI and charged with espionage. John Walker is accused of trying to pass government secrets to the Soviet Union. He was arrested after dropping off an envelope filled with classified documents. The U.S. government-funded Radio Marti went on the air this morning, beaming news and commentary to Cuba. Cuban President Fidel Castro retaliated by cutting off travel between the 2 countries and said he might end cooperation in dealing with hijackings. United Airlines pilots are still grounded 4 days after their strike began. Today, union representatives and United officials met with federal mediators in Chicago, but neither side reportedly has altered its position. Now this.
Christopher Columbus will return in a moment. Stay tuned as the adventure continues. Brought to you by IBM.
In a day-long prisoner exchange, 3 captured Israeli soldiers were swapped for 1,150 Arab prisoners, most of them Palestinians and Lebanese. Although no new fires are reported burning in Florida, some that had been brought under control reignited as winds that had died down fanned the embers into flames. In a rural area near Youngstown, Ohio, a barn converted to an illegal fireworks plant exploded, killing at least 9 people. The blast shattered windows blocks away. Most commercial banks lowered their prime lending rate to 10%, following the move on Friday by the Federal Reserve to cut its discount rate. The stock market responded today with the Dow Jones average closing above 1,300 for the first time. I'm Marlene Sanders, CBS News, New York.
Tuesday. These should have been their golden years.
Barbara, I love you so much.
But now, they were determined to triumph.
I don't know what's happening. Well, we're going to find out.
In this, the most heroic battle of their lives.
It forced me to treat you like a child.
You are most probably suffering from Alzheimer's disease.
Joanne Woodward and Richard Kiley star.
I'm going to beat whatever this is I've got.
In the inspiring world premiere of Do You Remember Love? Tuesday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
And now we return to Christopher Columbus, starring Gabriel Byrne and Nicol Williamson. Christopher Columbus, sponsored by IBM, will continue after this.
You know, learning to read is tough. I learned back when I was 6, well, maybe 7. But these kids are already reading in kindergarten. It's because of this really neat learning program called Writing to Read. It's from IBM. Now, it takes words a kid can say, and they can say a lot, and teaches them how to write and read them.
Say, turtle.
Turtle.
Type, turtle.
E-U. The computer helps them. It's fun.
Can a fish ride in a wagon?
No.
3.
I got it. There's a lot of other stuff that's fun, too. More than 20,000 kids are part of the pilot program. And some can even write their own stories.
Dad cooks macaroni. I like it too. It makes me happy when it is my birthday. And we read. It's fun reading. I kissed my cat before I went to school.
Gee, I wish they had this when I was a kid.
After 1 year in the program, the reading ability of the children as a group was significantly higher than the national norm. 7 out of 10 were writing words, sentences, even stories. The 2-year pilot program of Writing to Read was supported and funded by IBM. For more information, write IBM, Box 888, Armonk, New York.
Imagine if something could signal you when you make a spelling mistake. That would mean you'd be able to correct it before anyone else ever saw it. Well, IBM Selectric System 2000 typewriters with spell check can do that. It's an electronic dictionary that signals you when you misspell a word. So now if you make a spelling mistake, the whole world doesn't have to know.
If you'd like to make your play for a personal computer, don't get bogged down with worries about software and expandability. Come to the IBM PC Classic. Explore the best-selling IBM PCs and the latest in IBM software and options. With prices under par, you'll have a clear shot at higher productivity. You can get things rolling at the IBM PC Classic. So, drop in. It's now in full swing at a store near you, or call your IBM representative.
And now, we return to Christopher Columbus, starring Gabriel Byrne and Eli Wallach.
Open the gates.
Christopher Columbus, sponsored by IBM, will continue after this.
You are about to enter the world of a new technology called X-ray microscopy. Developed by IBM research scientists to advance computer technology, it brought them close inside this computer chip, discovering details no one had ever seen before. The scientists then wondered what they would see if they examined blood cells the same way. What they saw fascinated medical researchers. They discovered structures within the living human cell never seen before. A number of medical researchers have already used this new technology to examine sickle cells and cancer cells. X-ray microscopy, an example of how IBM research can contribute not only to business, but to life itself. This commitment to explore the frontiers of technology is at the heart of our business. The same spirit of creativity is reflected in the work of IBM people throughout our company. Here are some of their thoughts.
You're always confronted with a problem that you don't quite know the answer to. And it forces you to dig and look for a solution. And quite often, the solution is to say that you were mistaken and that there's a better way to do it than you thought there was.
It's not just saying that problem is solved, but is there a better way to solve it?
Perhaps the most important characteristic for scientific innovation is a freedom of association, the ability to interrelate what perhaps for most minds would appear to be totally disparate and unrelated, a leap of connectivity, a leap of logic.
To ask a new question that hasn't been asked before, that brings out an aspect of the subject that is unnoticed.
The creative atmosphere tends to be very, very highly charged, because to come up with something really original and come up with really, something outstanding, it takes some real doing.
There is pressure. You're in a race. There are a lot of creative people out in the world, and you've got to get there first, I guess.
Where do you think it helps if you are something of a science fiction writer? Because you have to construct scenarios about how to get from here to there, where there is someplace no one has ever been before.
To run the Hat of the Month Club in a businesslike way, the boss has to keep the books, organize the files, write the letters, be creative, and still keep on top of things. The boss could bring home a tool for modern times, the IBM Personal Computer.
It can help the business person wear many hats and sell even more. The IBM Personal Computer. Try one on at a store near you.
Christopher Columbus, sponsored by IBM, will continue after this.
This is CBS.
It's time to get going to a special offer at Pizza Hut. Just come in, order a medium or large Pizza Hut pizza to go, and get this new half-gallon thermal jug for just $1.99. And every time you order another medium or large pizza to go, bring back the jug, or any Pizza Hut jug, and we'll fill it with Pepsi absolutely free.
At your hometown Pizza Hut.
Come in for the jug. Come back for the refills.
Everything Dean's makes is bursting with flavor. So with Dean's, you can taste how much we care. And we're bursting to show you.
Good evening, I'm Kathleen Seath with 4 News Break. Tonight on 4 News, the Davenport School Board takes another look at a $10 million tax referendum. We'll tell you just what's at stake. We'll bring you the first of a 5-part 4 News closer look at the controversy surrounding the use of animals in research. And we'll take you to Galesburg's biggest garage sale ever to make way for the renovation of an old hotel.
E.T. wraps up the last night of Flash and Films at Cannes. Plus, we'll talk with Joanne Woodward on Entertainment Tonight.
Tuesday at 6:30 on TV4.
Join us tonight at 10.
And now we return to Christopher Columbus, starring Gabriel Byrne and Faye Dunaway.
Okay, repeat after me. I'm on vacation.
I'm on vacation.
And I'm having a wonderful time.
And I'm having a wonderful time. But I shouldn't be on vacation. Norman's buying the computer this week.
Okay.
Norman's my partner. He'll ask about training and service. I know he will. No, he won't. He won't ask about education or software or if the computer can grow with our company. He won't do it. No, he's not going to do it.
I've never felt this close to nature.
I never felt this far from Norman. You know what this decision means to our company?
I know what it means to our vacation.
Hello, Norman? Fine. Fine. Did you buy our computer? You did? The IBM? No. Why should I worry? I'm on a 2-week vacation. Wonderful time. I just happened to be near a phone and thought I'd call.
IBM is pleased to have brought you this special presentation of Christopher Columbus. Thank you for joining us.
To learn more about Christopher Columbus, the Library of Congress suggests these books. The Life of Admiral Christopher Columbus by his son Ferdinand, The Explorers by Richard Humble, Great Explorers by Samuel Eliot Morison. Now, these and many other interesting books are waiting for you in your local library and bookstore. Visit them. They'll be happy to help you. Read more about it.
Scarecrow and Mrs. King, Kate and Allie, Newhart, and Cagney and Lacey will all return next Monday night at their regular times on most of these stations.
On the CBS late movie, the Simons enter the world of fashion when it's a question of murder